Hello friends, it's your favorite Gasland Lunatic Armstrong here, and yesterday was the 15th, and I was planning to join the Diecast Mafia challenge with the ice cream truck, but life happens and I miss it. So I still plan on working on it, so we're gonna use this little bugger. It was one of my Volkswagens. For a base of that conversion, and of course the friendly ice cream seller gonna be an orc because GorkaMorka. Yeah, so let's just get on the table, start building, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about that. Of course I need to first disassemble this little boy here and figure out who's gonna be a driver, because I have box of the feral orcs and I have a full bag of classic orcs. I have a couple of grots, maybe one of the grots gonna be helping there. Who knows? Let's just get started. I really need to disassemble this first, and then we're gonna figure out what to do from that point on. And here we are, all of the components out of the car, and I was hoping that the top actually is a plastic, but nope, out of luck. This is a piece of metal. So what I'm gonna have to do is just take my saw and just cut off those two windows, because that's where I want to make the the window for selling the ice cream. Yeah, as well in here, all of the back seats are gonna have to be removed, so I have to cut it off. And in here we have the pullback mechanism. I'm gonna have to disassemble it, get rid of the housing, and probably put new wheels in. Yeah, so give me a few minutes. I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna cut this to the size. Yeah, I don't think that I'm gonna have a lot of work in here, because just thinking about all of that. Yeah, there is a screw in here, so that would have to be kept. And I really need to get rid of the seat, because this is exactly where the window is. Yeah. So let me just grab my little X-Acto saw, or whatever you want to call it, micro saw, and get rid of that part, because I don't have any more blades for my Dremel. So it's gonna be about half an hour of me sewing, yeah, which I don't think that anyone gonna enjoy watching. So yeah, I'll be back in a minute for you, but in a second for you really, but it's gonna probably be about half an hour to an hour. So after some sewing, I have those wheels completely free. Yeah, this I only just have to cut off this little nibbly knobbly bit. In the cabin itself, in the inlay, I got rid of the floor. I still need to clean this up a little bit. There is the remaining chair, and I was planning to cut through the posts. Yeah, so that's where I started. And then I realized that I can just snip out the windows, and instead of spending half an hour sewing, I spent like 2 minutes just snipping. Yeah, the only thing remaining to cut is this plastic inlay with the glass. And I'm not 100% sure yet that I'm going to be using it, because I might just fill it with the metal mesh. Yeah, but here we are at the moment. Now, we just get what I'm planning to do now is putting the floor in here, putting some sort of a box maybe in here. Yeah, I just have to figure out exactly, if I'm gonna be putting just the box, or maybe entire freaking just pieces of plastic are just blocking the line of sight. Yeah, and then of course this is GorkaMorka, so even though it is an ice cream seller, I'm assuming that he's gonna have some contraband probably being sold from the back window. Yeah, well, contraband for orcs, I don't think that there's gonna be a contraband for orcs, but I'm going with the entire idea of more of a civilized orc society, when they actually have cars and whatever. Yeah, so he will be probably selling some sort of guns from the back as well. Yeah, but just give me 5 minutes, well, probably more. Yeah, and I'm gonna get to it. I have to finish that floor, and I have to figure out the ice cream man. Yeah, so I'll be right back. So as you can see, I have finally the insert fixed up. And I prepared as well an insert which is gonna go in here, just under the roof from the back. So I'm just gonna put it in here. Yes, and I want to have, because it is the floor is probably about 4 millimeters lower, so I'm gonna have one more slanted one with another gun just laying on it. Yeah, and I grabbed one of the old orcs from Assault on the Black Ridge. I'm gonna leave this hand like that, and I'm just gonna put this one roughly like that, because his head is barely peeking through the window. So I'm just gonna lift it up. And now the other thing is this is going to cover that window. And I prepared a couple of glyphs from my boxes that I make earlier, and in here is one of those, you know, like stuck together pieces. But yeah, let's get into, let me just think, let's just put that together, because I want to give a shelf on which, you know, customers are able to pick up the produce, yeah, or the so-called ice cream, yeah. So I have a little shelf for here, and hopefully my super glue is in stock, so let's just get on with it. I did prepare quite a lot. I know it is not my style of video, but my wife today is playing Battlegrounds, and she's shouting quite often. So I'm preparing everything and just recording in the times when she isn't shouting, for a change, yeah? Well, maybe not shouting, talking out loud. Let's just pretend that that's what's happening. And now I have like little triangular supports. I know, again, not my style and not really orcish style, but this guy is a brain boy almost. Yeah, very wise, you know, for his position. He knows how to prepare orcish version of ice cream. So there we have a shelf, you know. And I thought, you know, since this is supposed to be a rideable vehicle, you need to be able to close the window. So this is the awning, if that's the right word in English, yeah. So I'm gonna put it just over the window, on top of it. So in here. And guys, guess what? When I was in Poland, I actually got myself a super glue accelerator. Yeah. So, well, if this wasn't actually working so well, I would probably use it, but nah, it is working very well. So now, let's just open this one. Come on. So you can see that they are on different levels, you know, like this is attached to the metal, this is attached to the plastic. So I basically just gonna separate it because I don't want to glue those two pieces yet together. And I'm gonna cover this window. So let's go like that. Yep. And this is the piece that I wanted here. There we go. That's covering this window. And I would like to glue this in, but I know that if I glue this in, I'm gonna have a problem painting it, so I'm gonna just, you know, break the video, get to a quick paint job on that, and I'll be right back, and then we're gonna glue this in, probably somewhere around this window here. Yeah, and as well I have this little box in here with a 3D printed potions, and I can just put them on the shelf, you know, outside of the car. So a couple of things, and I have this little bit of mesh which I want to put into this back door window, just from the inside. So I'm gonna have to precise cut it and glue it. So I'll be right back after I have this done, and then we're gonna get to dressing up our ice cream car, and maybe we're gonna add even a grot sitting somewhere in here in the back, yeah, and you know, pushing the merchandise or something like that. Let's see. Maybe I'm gonna figure something out, maybe not. Maybe it's just gonna be just, you know, close, and only certain kind of customers will be, you know, looking at that stuff. All right, so I'll be right back. So everything that I wanted to start painting is roughly primed, yeah, in black. And now I just have to figure out, the ice cream sign for this ice cream truck. So I was thinking about using this guy. This, I know it's not really an ice cream, but it's some sort of a mark, and I could just mount it on one of those. Yeah, it is a piece that is made out of 2 slices of plastic card, covered with more plastic card, and then I use gears from inside of this, literally of cars like this one. Yeah, so I just think this is gonna represent the mechanism that is just rotating the positioning of this laser. Yeah, so what I'm gonna have to do is just sand in it a little bit in here for this to actually get some grip. Yeah, and that I'm not gonna be stripping this, as there's gonna be too much hassle, too much faffing around with it to strip it. So let's just put this, of course the super glue have to be stuck, because it wouldn't be my video if the super glue doesn't get stuck. So let's just put that in here, and then there is this. So this part is actually from a remainder of a garrote cannon, or whatever they are called, and I just used the remaining pieces to build this with a little bit of a plastic card rod. Well, I mean a plastic card tube, not the rod, but yeah. And there we have our ice cream cone, orcish version, of course. Yeah. So yes, now I have to wait for this to dry. Once I fit it, I'm gonna be able to figure out exactly the spacing I have for putting the garrote, if I'm gonna decide to use him in the back, and to put the slanted shelf for a for a big gun. Yeah. So I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Well, in a second for you, but in a couple of minutes for me. Alright, so I have the interior somewhat painted. I did use a little bit of a black, then I dry brush white. In here there's a little of dry brush metallic. I got my orc dry brushed with white. And the back part that I want to glue in straight away is actually finished. I only use 2 colors, metallic and yellow, because this is a evil moons, or whatever they are called. Bad moons, sorry, bad moons. I forgot the name. Not evil, they are bad, not evil. I don't think that Orc Society recognize evil. So yeah. So now this is gonna be fitting in here, and I really don't feel like I'm gonna squeeze a Gretchen in here, but still, give me a few minutes. I'm gonna put that one in, and then I'm gonna see if I'm gonna manage to squeeze one inside. Alright, so I feel like I have everything roughly prepared. Yeah, so instead of a big gun, I actually decided to put 2 melee weapons in here, because on the shelf we actually have a rocket, we have a pistol, we have a ammunition. So I decided, 2 melee weapons, and since these are really entrepreneurs, we have melee weapon from the squad, and then one of those big choppers, and as well I got a garrote which gonna fit in here just standing. And so I got one with the hat, to look like a sales person. The only thing I think I'm gonna have to cut off a little bit of his loincloth to fit better over this axe handle. But he's gonna be sitting pointing at probably the rockets, to the customer in the back. I think that I did enough for the inside, because if I'm gonna start messing out with more of a layout inside, I'm just gonna spend like 3 days building this. And it is already 11 o'clock in the night, and I should be finishing this build and posting it. So yeah, I'm just gonna finish this up, put some potions in here, and then we're gonna go into the painting stage. So yeah, stay tuned for that. So finally I got this assembled. You probably cannot see this guy inside, but he's painted. this one in here is painted. They are badly painted, but they are still painted. Yeah, so now I can actually get to the point where I can do the usual gaslandy stuff. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna throw this on top, but I have to maybe scrape this a little bit or just sand it a little bit. Yeah. And this is gonna be more traditional of my videos, you know, when I actually do proper assembly. Yeah, because previously it was just, you know, me telling you what I'm gonna do and you know, turning off the video, because yeah, it was just a lot of stuff that I have to do on this. Yeah, so there we go, we have one of those plates, and now I want to add the glyphs as well, you know, just to decorate the entire thing. So I'm gonna throw one on the front door, and this super glue is empty. Okay, let's just grab another bottle, because you know, it wouldn't be my video without me having to get next super glue. Yeah. But yes, these glyphs are quite oversized for a regular orcs. Yeah, but still, you know, they were built with a Gorkonaut or something, you know, along this size in mind. So yeah, so I have 1, 2, and now the other side, you know, have a lot of space, so I can maybe use this one. I don't know what does this one represents, but it have the checkerboard, it have, you know, other stuff. I just gonna move my camera a bit. Yeah, that's better. So let's just do this. This one's gonna go here. So I have what, 2 glyphs so far. Just thinking maybe one more. Just on the front door, you know, a little bit of armoring on the front door, and as well, you know, extra big glyph. I don't think that anyone's gonna blame me for that, although let's just see. There are little bumps of plastic in here, which probably gonna be an issue later on, so let's just, nope. If I'm gonna try to cut it off, I'm gonna slash into my finger. So yes, safety, like always, second on this channel, but yeah. And let's just put that one on, like always, just a little bit, tiny bit of super glue, and there we go. They give a little bit of protection to the wheels as well. And then we have nothing for those windows. They wanted to armor them up, but to be honest, I don't think that I have anything to armor them with. So one more glyph? No, not here. Yeah, one more glyph. It's gonna be just a glyphy boy. Yeah, so let's just throw an extra one and hope it's actually gonna stick. There we go. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 glyphs, a little bit of a palette of whatever in here. And then we have our ice cream cellar in here. There are some drinks to sell, and in here in the back we have the main business, which is the gun cellar. So now I'm just gonna probably I'm gonna leave those windows without anything, you know. I have the back ones covered, the front ones of course not. This is orcs, they don't really think much about safety. So the colors, I'm gonna probably just do a little bit of painting with washes. I have a lot of washes from Tamiya that I bought in Poland, and yeah, but first let's just black bomb the remaining stuff that have to be black bombed. So all of the glyphs, the little bit of the covering of the window, I actually gonna leave this, but it is because it is rusty. And this, and then maybe just dirty up the wheels. We should be done in about half an hour of, well, real time, about 2 minutes of video time. So I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so we are almost there. So that was just a weird feeling. I was thinking that I feel something melting. But yeah, all of the little glyphs and everything gonna just get a quick treatment with the Runefang steel, because this is the brighter of the metallics that I have at hand. Yeah, so it's still leaving some color, so that's fine. I'm more interested in actually applying this Runefang steel to the plates themselves than to the glyphs, because glyphs gonna get treatment with the yellow color, as like I said, this is supposed to be bad moons, so all of the glyphs gonna be in the color of the bad moon army, which is yellow. And you know, I did use a hair dryer to improve the speed on drying all of that, so this is a very hot piece of of car. Yeah, there we go, and let's go again. So this is probably one of the most satisfying painting technique in my opinion, especially, you know, for all of those plates, because it really brings them out straight away. And what I'm gonna try to do with all of those glyphs, I'm gonna try to paint them from the inside out, so avoiding the very edges of them. But let's just get and continue with all of the dry brushing first. We still have some of it to do. And of course all of those have to be painted as well in metallics, because, well, I don't think that GorkaMorka itself have a lot of wood. There's more of a scrapyard there than anything else. So all of this is metal. And then of course the potion's gonna probably just get, well, the refreshment drink's gonna probably just get different colors as well. Alright, so we have this sorted. Let's just grab some washes and do some dirtying up of the entire cabin. I have, like I said, I have a hair dryer on hand, so in here we have what? Dark green wash. Let's just throw some of it. Yeah, there is actually a dropper in there, but if I use dropper, it's gonna take an hour, or I'm gonna waste a lot of it. And if I just grab this, then you're gonna see that I can just apply it all over this. Yeah, and this is really changing the look of the car for something that spent years standing somewhere wet, unfortunately. Yeah, but that's the first one, it's not the last one anyway. And you know, it's just gonna give it this dirty, mucky look, which I really like. You can see how hot it is. The wash already started drying on it. Yep, so let's just give it a minute, well, actually less. And let's grab another of those washes. What do we have in here? This is different green, so let's ignore that. Dark gray. Let's mix it in. And let's just splotch it. Instead of, you know, pulling it because it's leaving the drag marks otherwise, and this just kind of makes it look very uneven. Yes, and definitely you can see that I don't have plan for this. It's just me testing really a new tool that I have. So these paints are my new tool and I need to run a test. So yeah. And to be honest, I'm actually very happy with how they turn out so far. Okay, and that's good, that's good. Let's leave it. And it's dirty and whatever. That's how it's supposed to be. Let's grab the yellow and start doing the yellow symbols on this. Yep, so this should dry off in the meantime. But I'm gonna get onto my glyphs and start painting them on. So yeah, like I said, I'm avoiding the very edges. Well, I will try to pull to the edges as much as I can, but not to the very edge. And I can even, you know, those plates, some of them can get the yellow treatment as well, or maybe even all of them, but I wasn't actually planning on putting yellow on all of them, so yeah. Oh, come on, don't leave your fingerprints, Seb. There we go. So this is something that Scratchbash is doing. He kind of paints with not applying the paints to the edge of the model. And, you know, like, I never really liked that technique because I've been, you know, raised in belief that painting to the very edge and everything, you know, filling the colors in the line is the correct way of doing it. But then, you know, I looked at his videos and I really like how they turn out, so yeah, definitely something that I will be replicating, or at least try to, because I have to admit that he's using, like, his color scheme for orcs is red, so he's using red colors and he's using like different shades of red, when in here I'm just using one yellow. But yeah, we'll see how it all turns out. So just fix this up a little bit, and there we go. Maybe just grab that brush and remove my fingerprints if possible. Yep, they are gone. All right, so the yellow is done. Let's just grab this white color for a sec, because those buttons gonna be tragically hard to paint if I don't give them some lighter shade. So let's do a little bit of dry brushing with them. Hopefully I don't gonna screw up anything else, because there is no place to hold it anymore. So I'm just doing, you know, dry brushing on them. Alright, and I think that that's good enough. And now I want something green and maybe red. So the rounded button is gonna be painted red, the square button is gonna be painted green, and that's gonna be the colors of the drinks. Come on, that's the same red that I'm using for the orc skin. So I know that it's very kind of very dark red. I love it actually. So that's my red. Like you can see, I don't pay much of an attention for how well it turned out, because at the end of the day, this is all supposed to be dirty. So yep, then we have our green-ish mix with red color, and I can probably just I screwed up those. You see, I was trying to just get rid of some paint and I screwed up the back of those little washes, so let's just do this. Alright, that's good enough. And now I'm gonna just turn off the camera for a minute, put some hair dryer to this, and came back with some rust pigments. Okay, so I have this somewhat dry, it still kind of feels weird, yeah. And I have my pigments out as well. But I'm just thinking about doing something that I never really done before, which is just grabbing a little bit of black, putting a dab of it on the car, then putting a dab of metallic in the middle, and then using the pigments, you know, as a rust. So let's just try it and we'll see how it's gonna turn out. It's not like I believe it's gonna be great, but who knows? It may turn out better than I expect. Yeah, so why black and then metallic? Because black gonna give it the depth of like a damage area, and the metallic, of course, you know, gonna show like a raw metal. And then of course the other things, you know how I do, you know, I have these moments when I start experimenting with something and I just don't think much about what else can be caused by the entire idea, and you know how much I can screw up the car. Yeah, especially those of you who watch my Gaslands videos will know that I tend to just, you know, kind of work on how I feel, not what would be the best at that point of the project. So yeah. Okay, so we have one. Now this is a bright metallic, so I don't even gonna switch brushes, just use the same one and just try to not fill it in completely, leaving some of that black still showing through. So yep, and there, and in here especially. So we have this black, this metallic, everything else, there we go, and here. And now that I thought of it, maybe I can do something in here as well. Alright, so this is, I think that's all of the places when I was thinking to hit it. And now, I need some damaged brush, but of course I have nothing. Oh no, I have my little new brushes that I bought especially for that, for the pigments, since the paints are still somewhat nice. All right. Oh, this is actually turning out much better than I was expecting. Oh, whoa. Oh, this is so gorgeous. Love it. Yeah, those brushes actually don't take that much of the pigment as well, which is surprising because you can paint with them for hours afterwards. And yeah, I'm seeing that I'm still showing this off, what I'm doing in here. So let's put this in. I can actually just throw a little bit of that in here just to mask my little screw up there. So this is gone. Let's do this. Right, and now some in here. They're definitely going to be rusting on those little spikes and plates, and of course in here. So we have this. Okay, it's actually, I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't expecting it's gonna turn out so well. So I'm very happy with what's going on here. Alright, so let's just empty a little bit of that pigment and grab the other one, which is this lighter sandy one, and just put a little bit, literally just tiny bit on every little spot, just to differentiate the two colors of pigment, two kinds of rustiness, more of a dry and more of a deep rust. And as well, this gotta help to cover the hubcaps because, well, yeah, I didn't do anything to them. So yeah, just a bit of dustiness, maybe more on the front of the car itself as well. So yeah, right now looking at that little car, especially at the front, it looks like it just stood for ages in a swamp. I don't know whether there are swamps on GorkaMorka, because from what I understand it is kind of a deserty planet, but yeah, I'm gonna forgive myself for making that mistake. Or maybe just the place where the books are describing orcs, doing the erasing is dry. Maybe the rest of the planet is actually have different climates as well. Maybe it's not a desert planet. Alright, but I think that this build is actually done. So let me just grab a spin table and I'm gonna show you how it turned out. And then I'm gonna spend next half an hour editing it or more and then posting it. So yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep probably at 5 o'clock in the morning. So there we go, that's the finished ice cream truck with just a little bit of over-weathering. Yeah, I probably just forgot the little plate under the back side, but I'm gonna clean it, well, dust it up later on. Yeah, but if you like this video, please rate, comment and subscribe, share with your friends and whoever else want to watch it. And everybody have a great day and take care. Bye.